Welcome to the Busy Being Born podcast with your hosts Kamande and Kigondu.
Yes, sir.
Metamorphosis.
Hey, bro, unani expose ka rapper.
Bad.
I need to explain where that came from. Unajua?
I like it. I really
metamorphosis,
like it.
Yeah, wordplay lazima. But anyway, siku yangu ya ku step forward as a rapper, tutakuwa na hiyo episode ya. Today we have a guest. You know him as Kigondu, but today
he's here as metamorphosis.
Exactly. But anyway, leo tuna focus on filmmakers.
Yeah.
Watu wengine wanoma sana. Nao pia ndio wamesponsor episode.
Nice.
Tell us who they are.
So this episode is brought to you by Kanairo. Kanairo governor ni wangapi?
Ni mjamo.
Kanairo is a film production that highlights the story of the plight of the young career Kenyan men aged between 25 and 38 as they struggle to navigate life and the social constructs while the option of suicide and other mental health constraints linger around them. Kanairo uses the city as a backbone to show how Nairobians struggle to keep ends meet while still struggling with mental health. With the suicidal crisis looming among many in Nairobi, Jonte struggles to fight the suicidal urges, and the question is, will he succeed?
This is a question. Namaze, we are introducing our guests. And these are two phenomenal ladies. And as the podcast goes, we'll tell you who they are and what they've done. But we'll jump in. So we have Ceci, Wanza. So jana nimeambia mtu, we'll have Ceci. Ako, Ceci. Niko, wait, no, mi namjua ka Ceci. So are we working with Ceci?
Do you know what? Like every other person has their own version of the name.
How would you rather be called?
I'm just Ceci.
Sawa.
Ceci.
Yes.
So ladies and gentlemen, we have Ceci, Mercy, Wanza, and we also have the phenomenal bitch Clemo.
Hey.
We have Clementina Kabutha.
That's what's up. Wow. Me, my introduction was just Ceci, Mercy,
Yeah.
Ceci. And then
Hey, lazima.
that's unfair. Me, I want another introduction.
I'm sorry.
Good to have you guys. Good to have you here,
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Wacha to jump in. Mental health of men. Yeah?
Yeah.
I come from space here. I think anybody can tell any story. So this question aina any judgment here. So how would you know the mind space of a man? But that is the question. Yeah? What are the experiences that brought you here? And we'll get into that. I'm sure Kamande hiyo sasa ataitoanisha vizuri. Yeah? But looking around you, what do you have to say about men in this age group, in your individual experiences? Tuanze naye Miss Kabutha.
Okay. So now,
Yeah.
what's men? Hey, Aki, sijui nisema wameteseka. Okay, we have more vijana than men. Tuna boys than men. I think, I don't know, ni lack of guidance, ama ni, we have men who lack responsibility. I think it's because of pia venye men wamekuwa so ignored for a while, so watu wako like, I think tukikaa tu chini to behave venye tunataka tutaget attention. And now tuko like, hey, because at the end of the day tuna need both men and women, so we need to also bring the men in, pia wao tuwainue juu ka venye tumeinua madem, ndio tupatane at the same level, because otherwise tukiacha jenda moja yanguke chini, si wote tunaumia.
Yeah. So there's clearly some question marks around.
Hey, because men can't share. They're told lazima mvumilie. Mwanaume ni kungangana, mwanaume ni kuvumilia, mwanaume hafai kulia, mwanaume hafai kuexpress emotion, mwanaume akiwa too emotional, yani dame. So they like, si any human being. You should express. I think so. So at the end of the day, to create a very safe space, a platform yenye men will feel okay to talk about themselves. No, I feel nikawa na kuwa judged.
Yeah. That's what's up. What about
Ceci?
you, Ceci?
Well, guys, we talked about this.
We did.
We talked about this, guys.
We only
Take
talked
it
about
slow.
about my eye. That's it. We
So
didn't talk
context.
about-
Context. Ceci alikuwa ameingiza baridi kidogo kwa wait, no, two guys like wanimulika. But ni sawa. No. You are an empress and we treat you as such.
Wow, thank
Yeah.
you. No, you see, now that's a befitting intro.
Okay.
Did you get it?
Empress
you.
Ceci.
Yes.
Empress Ceci.
Yes, thank you.
Ukiwahi kuwa artist mazee, hiyo ndio nini yako Empress Ceci.
I say put a queen on the name.
Hey,
Yes,
hey.
so Queen Ceci.
Queen
Queen
Ceci.
Ceci.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
We apologize.
Please don't. Please don't.
What?
No, I don't know. I think I should take back my intro.
Boy, wow.
We shall compete until we are done.
So you look around and you see the men around you.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
So this is the thing. When you grow up as a woman, for me, I feel like I grew up more of a man in a woman's body and not in the way people would think I'm trying to say.
Mazee hadi tumefunga laptops.
Everybody all of a sudden you're so serious, like, whoa, another Caitlyn Jenner going on. Nah, it's not like that because I'm a firstborn, right? And my dad, my dad mostly is the one mwenye alikuwa anafanya parenting kwangu sana, especially in giving me the voice. So nime grow up nikijua I can do everything a man can do, right? And do it even better and faster, courtesy of my dad. But then at the same time, nime grow up nikiona madhe akienda job, akikuja, akipika, akifanya all of those things. So in my head, as I'm growing up, I'm like, okay, so what are my roles? Am I supposed to be confident and outgoing and do every single thing a man can do? Because in this case, my brain is telling me I need to be competing with the men. And I got myself in a situation where I'm literally the only female in a room full of men, which is fine. Except now when you're looking for suitors, Kamande, I see? It was coming.
I see.
Yes.
That is where the Maguros
Yes.
come in.
When you're looking for suitors and then you appear to be stronger in character, stronger in opinion, stronger than them. And then so now you're wondering, am I a flaw? Is whatever character that I have embodied, is it a flaw? Is it not supposed to be like this? What is supposed to happen? Then you meet the guys who you're meeting, and they exhibit different characters. And you're wondering, now parenting yake ilikuwa aje? Juu mimi niliambiwa you can do everything a man can do faster and better. Sasa yeye aliambiwa mwanamke hafai kukwambia kitu ama kunaenda aje. So as I'm growing up and I'm having these conversations with the opposite sex, and you know we are falling in love and doing all of these things, there's a lot of confusion that is in there.
Yeah.
And so this came about as I was even sitting down to write Kanairo, because I've always wanted to know what really makes a man
Tick.
Ish. What really makes a man? Because I can tell you what breaks a woman.
True.
It's a man.
Oh, wow.
Bars.
Yeah. So as you're growing up, kama mimi, for example, as I'm growing up, nime lead every single facet of my life. I've been a leader in every single facet, including when I was coming out of the womb. So nime embrace vizuri tu tena sana. But now when it gets to now a union and you're like, okay, so now this is the part where you become second, you become number two. Your opinion, you should mute your opinion kiasi. It becomes a bit of a problem. And then ukikaa hivi chini unaangalia, you want to tell me I can't get a man who was also raised like me to be told, a woman can also have her own voice you need to respect.
Yeah.
Do we still have to keep competing for this voice, or what's going on?
Yeah.
And the backbone of Kanairo came about from all that. Maybe it could be my experiences. I really don't know. Now I'm finding out right now. But it came about from that when the voice of the man, who's the head of the home and the head of the society, is muted, then what happens? How does he operate? Seeing as a man already he doesn't have the same capability as a woman emotionally to communicate. Us guys are very emotional. Right now, we've just talked about it. Hey, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, you can... We're very... we can express ourselves easily. But for a man to express himself, that's a problem. Let alone a man express himself in front of a woman who is very opinionated.
Yeah.
Let alone a man expressing himself in front of a woman who's opinionated in a room. So it becomes worse.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, we need this man and this woman to be together for the continuation of life. How does that work?
Yeah.
So which balance, where is the balance?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the question. And when I was going further down, trying to research and do all of these things, as I was writing the script, when you watch the film, you'll understand there's so many different themes that pop by. They almost look like they're just, just
By
pop.
the ways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but until the end, and you're like, wait, huh? what is this film trying to say?
Yeah.
Is it about suicide? Is it about Jonte? Is it about Nairobi? What is it about?
Yeah.
But in real sense, all of these things in our lives, we have so many different layers. So many different layers of issues that happens all the time, all at once, in one person.
Yeah.
And somehow you're supposed to be able to navigate all of that at once, right? So I was doing the research for Kanairo, it became very clear to me that this man who has been neutered doesn't know how to talk, doesn't know how to express himself, doesn't have an audience from either the man, the fellow man, or the woman is now suffering mentally, and how he thinks that the best thing for him to, the best solution for him at this time would be to take away his own life. And I went deep into research, and I got into, I found a clip online of a woman now recounting, of how her family had lost now her husband, now the dad of the house, the husband and the son, and this small boy who's 7 years, he's been trying to commit suicide. So baba ako 43, 50, tunaelekea na hizo. Mtoto ako mid 20s, 7 years, amekuwa rescued while trying to commit suicide. Why? Because he thinks that is okay. When you have a problem, you can imagine you
That's
can
how
shut
you
it.
solve it.
Unaweza tu
You
itoa.
shut it down once.
Yeah.
And that's it. And that's what dad did. And that's what my brother did. And his uncle. So to him, it was fine. And it didn't make sense to me. And I was like, for someone to actually think, it's not okay. You think? It's not okay. But for somebody to sit down and think this is the solution, inamaanisha shida iko wapi?
Yeah. Question marks, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh man.
Yikes.
That's such a good but also sad place to start.
Yeah.
But one of the things I'm
Sorry.
No wonder Nico, yikes.
Sorry.
one of the things I'm really glad about is that these conversations are happening, right? So connected to that, what are you hoping that Kanairo does outside of the art itself and the brilliance, the beauty of it all as a film, right? Are there any aspirations that you have that maybe this would open up the conversation a bit more?
Yeah.
And in what spheres or facets specifically?
Right.
Of this whole spectrum, because it's big.
Yeah, it is
On
big.
one hand, there is the whole feminism movement that has done tremendously. You do not want to now say that this is a bad thing. It's never been a bad thing, right?
never, yeah.
But then what is the downside of that in terms of the men themselves? Because if you're looking out, if what we really care is the good of humanity, then we have to look around and say, okay, there is somewhere where, things are not working. How do we address that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Aspirations.
what are the aspirations?
Initially, when we shot the film, when we wrote the film, because we wrote it last year. And then kuna kwanga na hizi workshops, you want people to actually read the script and dissect it, and then wonder if it's workable, sindio?
Yeah.
In one of the workshops that we did post script writing, we just had our male crew and cast. And the interesting thing that came out of the workshop was how it got mad emotional by them. Maybe you'd have loved it. And also very heated.
Yeah.
And it was how, me, I've never received a gift. And I'm like, what?
That's a dude saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I've never received a gift.
I've
like
never
me.
been complimented.
No, this is the truth. This is the truth for a lot of men. Yeah.
And you see, for us, it's very different.
Yeah.
How we receive love and how we accept love and affection and attention is by being gifted, by being given the time, a listening ear. Like, I'll blah, 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 blah. I say, Martin, if you're not listening to me next time, I won't come. I even give you ninakupatia warnings like ukikosa kushika hiyo simu tena, do you know, right? So it's one of those. And out of the whole session, we didn't know how important the film would be until the workshop was done, which is almost tells you why it is important to have a workshop after you've already written the script to see, does it actually narrow down to the issues you're trying to address. Because until after we had the workshop is when we realized, okay, so now we need to start looking for ways to help the boy child to start a conversation. Oh my God, why do I keep doing this? I'm so sorry.
God. Oh, God.
It's all good.
to start the conversation around mental health and mental health among the young men between the ages of 27 to 35. Because these are the men who in the next 20 years, they're the futures of our society. Mwanamume asipopata mke between that time, atuna mtoto, ama apate mtoto, mtoto in the next 20 years, hajielewi.
And the cycle continues.
And the cycle continues. Yeah. So we started looking at ways where we can reach different communities and outlets to have this conversation started. And we've already started having conversations with the Nairobi County. Yes, with the Nairobi County to give us and assist us with the psychiatric professional help that they can get for any single person who would want to reach out to say, I want to talk to somebody. There's somebody who can be accessed for free, because also these services are not cheap.
That is true.
And that's the thing, though. We always assume they're quite expensive up till you do a little more research. Then unafind pia kuna zingine associated with churches and all. Of course, that comes with something else. But mental help professionally doesn't have to be as expensive as
it doesn't. It doesn't have to. And the good thing is the county has been working on that. Now at least there's a helpline you can call for free and talk about your problems. But now I don't know, it's ignorance or also it's not marketed well. A number of people don't know about it.
Hard,
And then Africans, we're used to depression, mental health is a wagonja za Africa, ni za maju.
Foreign concept.
Once you
ama amerogwa.
No way.
Yes.
Ama alivuta bangi.
Sana bangi.
And then ukisha kuwa na hiyo depression, hata ujui.
Cause
uko and then that's how people end up committing suicide. And then mtu atakuwa na high functionality depression and you won't know, he puts a face. So leo amecheka, kesho nasikia mse amejimada.
Mwanzo hiyo high functionality depression, it creeps up on you. It's not clinical like ile ati alikuwa tu anajifungia for 7 days, ataki kuoga, ataki kula. High functionality mnafanya kazi naye vizuri, anakuja job, analala
very and funny. Alikuwa anaitwa William Robertson or something. He was an actor. That guy was very funny. You could not tell he was going to commit suicide.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's the
Mrs.
one.
Doubtfire.
Robbie Williams. Umesema nzima niko. Okay.
Robbie Williams.
And
if you watch Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh yes, the chef.
Bourdain.
Yes.
Anthony Bourdain.
Yes.
And also the DJ.
Yes, the local recent one. No.
There's a recent one and also a Maju.
Kuna Maju. Kuna huku mtaani pia wa radio station. But anyway,
it creeps up on you. So aujuangi kikukujia, but also it's because so many other elements of your life and other facets of your life are happening at the same time to one person. We have not been equipped with the tools to know how to handle one after the other. So siku moja tu nasikia, God damn,
I can't do this anymore. Wacha tu nikidedi shida zinaisha. That's the easy way out.
And to some extent it's true.
This is true.
It's not. To some extent.
Why not?
Ukidedi vitu your mashida zinaisha.
How will we know? we are not there, are we?
I mean, there are better ways to solve the problems.
For sure. And that is
actually.
And that is what probably Kanairo is putting on the table. There could be. This maybe makes sense as a solution, but it can't be the only solution, right? Let's nanajua ina focus a lot on the mental space, but the title also hints a little about the film. Unajua the town and the character that is Nairobi.
The concrete jungle, man.
Character development.
And the thing I like is now we have more songs than Nairobi. Like nilisikia a song juzi ya Kagwe Mungai on Nairobi. The vijana barobaro. Kuna wengine wale walimba avocado. Sawa, tutailink. They also have a Nairobi song with King Kaka. Kuna Mayonde has a Nairobi song. We only used to
with Stonjiwe.
Exactly.
Yes.
We only used to know the one song. Madere wa matri.
Nazizi one.
Nazizi one. So
Necessary noise.
Necessary noise. Kenyan boy. You know?
Makes my heart skip a bit like, hey.
So question.
That's a Kenyan boy. That's the first part of Kanairo, actually.
Yeah.
Making
Oh.
the heart skip a bit.
Yeah. So what's your commentary on this Nairobi of ours with this film?
Okay.
Okay, so Nairobi,
Yeah.
it's just, I would have loved to write about Kisumu, but if I did write about Kisumu, I'd probably write about the mosque.
Wow.
Maybe you're too extra. You know?
Wow.
In Dunga
Mosquitoes.
Beach. The mosquitoes
The
were huge.
mosquitoes.
Wow.
Hey,
In
and
my
they're
head-
so painful.
In my head, I saw something different. We were filming,
Watu wa Kisumu mazee, mad love.
but what they know.
The mosquitoes
we
in
were
Kisumu or
filming.
something else. Yeah, for real.
Okay,
Yo, maybe they keep them as pets.
maybe. Actually, they were many, and then they umayu, and they're so
They're so
painful.
painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wish I
Anyway.
could be able to write about another city, but there's no city that has given me character like Nairobi, because Nairobi ndo, hata kama umelelewa Nairobi, ukifika town ujui town
Mazee.
utaibiwa simu, bag itakatwa,
Nairobi half
you
life.
lose your money,
Again.
you lose, as in you'll potea kwa street, umezunguka street moja tu hivi.
Yeah.
Na unaenda Alliance lakini uko downtown.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those.
Unapitia
You're just going
Moi
round.
Avenue, unajipata
Unarudi.
Tomboya.
You're like,
Ukitoka tena
kwani
uko-
sikuwa na hii kitu, unazunguka tena, siko hapa, unazunguka you know. And it's funny because we never really know how we know Nairobi.
Yeah.
Wewe unajua venye ulijua Nairobi?
No, not really.
Nobody
Not
ever
really,
knows.
yeah.
But unajua, shit, mazee Nairobi imenifanya maneno, you know. So yeah, and also I
Amy,
wanted
there's a kagaya hapo. You remember the task is for commercial? Aye, bana. That guy used to tishia me with Mavi every single time. Aye, bana. Every time lazima nipitie hapo ndio nichukue Mavi.
Yeah,
Nani kama alikuwa na time huyu jamaa bana.
Alikuwa kujua.
So again, context.
Maka nilikuwa nimezoea hiyo harufu.
Wow. So for the ones who are foreign to this whole thing, is when a street urchin gets their poop.
yes.
And wanaiweka either kwa mkono ama in a bag or something.
In a can.
In a can, wanakutishia. If you don't give me money, you're getting a piece of this. Yeah. So ulikuwa
Mimi
umepangiwa.
then nilikuwa namwambia tu siku moja, nitupie basi. Kwani mimi sina yangu.
Tupakane, but okay, so anyway. So clearly Nairobi is a character by itself.
Yeah, because Nairobi is so kind.
Yes.
And very beautiful.
And very beautiful.
Yeah, Nairobi can offer you what you want.
Yeah.
But Nairobi can piga you character development ingine hapo. It can frustrate you, like one problem after another.
Encourage Kamande kucheka. We could be here for a minute.
No, because huyu amepatiwa character development hiyo mavi, si joke.
Hiyo itaenda kwa feature. Anyway,
But it's crazy
you're
what
saying
happened, but
the beauty of Nairobi.
Yeah, the beauty of Nairobi.
Yeah.
Nairobi is very, very pretty.
Yeah.
And it gives you a lot to work with.
Yeah.
Nairobi is where, to a point, Nairobi, you will learn to be a better person. But still, Nairobi, it's like two sides of a coin.
Yeah.
It can piga you character development. In a way, unaweza kuwa na problems after problems because of Kanairo. But at the same time, we can be successful.
So many opportunities.
Yeah.
Yes, because now with that is what we wanted to do with the film. Because now you see, when you start the film, pretty, you fall in love with Nairobi.
The Ganyas. I remember all those
Yes.
shots, the music, the hey guys.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
And then now it breaks you down. Like now you start seeing, reality. Unaona tu. Uko like,
Kunaanza
okay.
kuwa na aka glitz in the system. You're like, what's
And
going
then
on?
uko like, hey, okay.
Matrix.
So nafaa nikuwe rada. And then pia us using hiyo ngoma ya Kushman. It's also
It's a really dope track.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very talented.
It's another It's another way of also showing it. Like Nairobi lazima ukuwe mjanja.
Yeah.
Inakufunza kuwa mjanja, na usipokuwa mjanja mazee
Utahema. Utahema. Okay.
lazima utafunzwa lesson.
And it can take you in every possible direction.
Yeah.
What do you think determines that, as a man especially? Because you come into this city I've met people who've thrived, like they've maybe pitied some of the character development as you call it, but it didn't last long. Sindio?
Yeah.
Very soon wakaanza either by ethical or non-ethical means. Alafu unapata kuna wasetu wengine like imekataa tu yani. Unajua?
Yeah.
The cow has refused.
The cow has refused. Like huyu jamaa na hustle, hakuna kitu inaingiana. Tuko na same Nairobi yani. What's happening?
Yeah.
So does it come down to, I don't know, is it about the city itself, or is just life that maybe has different flavors of luck for all of us, and Nairobi is just the background,
the background
on which
of all that.
the canvas on which this is happening.
Yes.
I would say it's how malleable that person is.
Yeah.
Because Nairobi will force you to be a different person whether you like it or not. There is no way you'll come to Nairobi and live. Even the foreigners, there is no way they come to Nairobi and live the same way. They're like, but you know, I like Nairobi. It's vibrant, the city.
People are so friendly.
Yes, there's no way ati mtu atakuja hata atoke Ocha akuja Nairobi narudi the same way. So depending na how easy you can adapt and move and survive, which is essentially the cornerstone of our being as human beings, then Nairobi creates the person you're supposed to be or who you're meant to be.
And I could add something there. Kushikanisha bado na mada ya filamu hii.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you make it out here.
That's it.
Depending on your nimeandika mental fortitude.
That is true.
Yeah. And this is why I think this particular film is brilliant, because it now brings us to a very chaotic city, and in this is like New York. This is probably Dar es Salaam. This is unajua. So anyone watching it from the perspective of the urban
setting.
Urban setting would get it. So Kanairo could be every other big city, na tuna come down to the experience of urban isolation, because I feel your character is going through this, at least your lead character, and all these other different stories inakuwa suggested. So I think it comes down to that, how sharp are we up
how
here?
sharp. And also you see, like with Kanairo especially, like you can see the willingness of Nairobians to survive. They have a strong will to survive, which also now further cements the fact that every single place where a Nairobian or a Kenyan would go, they will succeed. We have a very strong will to survive. When Jonte anakimbishwa na the hawkers see, he realizes I can actually lose my phone, I can lose my money, let me get into local man. Right? Ataya anatoa shati mbio mbio anachekia niaje bro? Wacha tukutane hii place ikwangi poa. Tukutane huko mbele, you get? That shows that he's willing to survive. Even though there are so many other things, he is still willing to push and push and push and survive. And in the end, by the time he's now doing his like the whole monologue of, you know, I'm not sure if he's going to die. The audience amepitishwa through a whole journey. Uni mse mwenye anajua how to survive. Ni mse mwenye anapush kusurvive. He really doesn't want his mashida zimwangushe chini. Anangangana. So by the time you as an audience get to make the decision, does he die, does he not, because it's open, it gets you at a personal level. Depending on where you are mentally, you'd say, oh my God, sasa Jonte mbona alijiua? And then if you wanted to go through that route, you're like, hey, maybe I should really think, because I really don't want him to die. And other guys were like, no, Jonte can't die. How? And they're like, oh, okay.
And then someone would
Rooting.
be like, mi nataka akufe.
Mi nataka
akufe.
akufe.
Like, okay.
And you're also putting yourself in that position.
It shows where you're at.
Jonte.
Exactly.
What
mentally.
would I do?
Actually, we got a lot of guys who said like, guy, mini Jonte. So now, instead of someone referring to the incident, they'll be like, leo nilipatana na Jonte, please. And you're like,
when you were doing, when you were scoring for the film, so
what
we
is
had...
scoring?
Scoring is composing music for a certain motion picture project.
Okay.
So when you were doing scoring for the film, we had two artists, right? So now me as the director, so we had to sit down, nione venye wamechambua hiyo script. Wanza kuniambia bedhi unajua mimi nimekuwa Jonte mara kadhaa. Mimi nikaa mkomra ni
This is my story.
Nikaa mnaniongelea mazee, mimi sifurahi. I'm like, oh,
kwani ni
umekuwa
personal
Jonte
experience.
and it's one of those comments that you get so many times. Mazee aki nimekuwa Jonte mara kadhaa mazee. Like unajua hata mimi maybe huyu si man.
Leo nimefanyiwa na Jonte tao. Leo nimepatana na kijonte.
Like Kanairo is
like,
happening.
Mashuksha.
Alafu hizo matext. Mazee hizo text ubo.
Madeni tu.
Like every time hadi mtu akipata hiyo text badala ya kusema it's hizo za madeni mtu anasema mashuksha. If you've not watched Kanairo, now you understand.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of watching, let's plan out a few things. Hata nilikuwa najiambia, nilikuwa nimefungua lapi, niko now we'll read their resumes, tuseme they've won this, they've done this. Hiyo tunawachia, mtasoma hapa kwa kile tumetaka, you know. Yeah, just know we are having the director, writer, and we have a producer here. Check it out. Tell us the way forward, because we know a short film is already out. Sindio?
Yeah.
Where do we catch it? Number one. Yeah. And how do we promote it to the next iteration of the storytelling? And what that looks like. So we could start with you. Iko wapi saa hizi? Tunaweza get Ajit and Ceci. You could take us to the next level,
Wow,
the next steps.
all the hard stuff. I know.
Wow, you could switch if you
No,
want.
it's fine.
Yeah, tuko kwa
Did you
Queen
just roll
Ceci.
your eyes?
Yeah, I did. Manikach.
Wow, Ceci, wow.
No, it's true, he did. It's not even me.
Let's go.
So you can catch the short kwa Vimeo. Kanairo will share with Martin the link so that he can share with you guys. And what else was I supposed to say?
Platform to my get, so clearly Vimeo. Aya, pia unaweza anza kutujazia the next thing. What's the next
thing?
plan? Because that's a short, right?
So yes,
Yeah.
this is a short in preparation for a feature. Hey, feature. Where?
To explain here,
What's
feature
the
ni nini?
difference between
What?
a short and a feature?
Okay,
Okay.
so a short is ni short, basically filamu kidogo.
Yeah, which could range from?
Haifai kuwa more than 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes kwenda nyuma. And then kuna feature ifai kuwa less than 60 minutes. Ndefu sana. 60, that's an hour and above. Unaweza peleka hadi 3 hours hadi 4 hours. Tumeona tu zingine za 4
So there's the space ni a television feature, tuseme 60 minutes,
Yes.
to Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
Unajua, like
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
Aya, keep going.
So that's the feature and the short. So now what we're preparing for, actually let us script iko out in the feature bado tu inajita Kanairo, and we wacha tu nkushow tuliandika, mi nilisoma na nikauliza Ceci ka bado mi pia niliandika hiyo script, but niliandika. That is how good it is.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you actually watch the feature, you wouldn't notice the short. You'd understand why the short was the short.
True.
You would understand more why the short was the short. The feature explores Jonte on a 360 level. And we explore his afterlife. We begin the feature when he's dead.
Nice.
But we're not sure if he's dead.
Are you sure you're not giving us spoilers though?
No.
Okay, sawa.
Yeah.
Let's keep
You're
going.
not
Mimi
sure if he's dead.
ningemkataza.
You're not
sure if he
you know,
dies.
Tunaweza ikata?
You're not sure.
Sawa.
We're not sure if he dies. So it's to just further cement the whole battle that he has mentally with life and death. And then now we get to understand why he's at that place where he's thinking about, I should commit, I should not commit. Does he ever commit? Does he stop? Does he get any help?
will he ever try?
Will he ever try? Will he not? Stuff like that. So we're going 360. The feature is really dope.
Yeah. We bet it is. Kuna, and this is so interesting. Let me shout out a different filmmaker. Alafu pia skumbuki jina yake saizi. Kuna hii movie imetokea with Justo leading. What's the name of that movie?
Shimoni.
Shimoni.
Oh my days.
Angela.
Angela did so good.
Angela did good.
Very.
Plug. So Angela wame-release Shimoni as a feature.
Right.
Yeah.
But kumbe there was a shot right before it was
Yes.
done. I did not know
Yes,
this.
yes. Most of the time,
Where
know
can
when
we
you
see?
do...
How can we watch Shimoni? Because
Right now you could Google it. Ilikuwa at our local cinemas for a while.
Yes.
Ilikuwa, what's the name of the place? Unseen.
Unseen.
But I'm sure if you check out their website, their socials, they'll tell you where
Shimoni.
next.
We'll
Yes.
plug it as well on the show notes.
That would be dope. And we can have Angela and Justo and Senjen and everyone. Anyway, tuendelee.
Justin did really...
You could not
Did a character
differentiate
performance.
who's Joffrey. Like you couldn't.
Justin
you could
and-
say Justo
And Joffrey.
and Joffrey, it's the same person.
Yeah.
But when you meet them, you go like, no, this is not Joffrey.
Very
went
confusing.
in. Yeah.
Justin did exceptionally well.
Did.
Justin
Now-
Mirichi.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, he's the same guy from Disconnect. And
Wow,
You know
okay.
people who know people.
no, so ni commentary ya you've seen tumeenda whoa Shimoni alafu tukaenda this
I
And you
know.
see, with Shimoni also, Angela took the rawest form of the story. She told the rawest form of that story.
And it
There
feels
was
like
no
this is what you guys
beautification.
are doing.
That's exactly how we're that's the same move we're doing with Kanairo. It is
only this
so-
time iko Nairobi.
Exactly, with the hustle
Yeah.
and bustle.
Yeah. All the best. All
Thank
the best.
you.
So mko na mado mko tu sawa.
You know, they are filmmakers. Ya kwanza ni do, ya pili ni do, tatu ni do, nne ni do.
Number 5 is referred to number 1 to
Yeah. And then sasa number 6 is the rest, because the rest you can handle.
Yeah.
The money, hapo ndio shida
Something
inaanza.
else. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing about it? Or hoping to do about it?
So this is the thing. We won the Sondeka Awards, right?
Yes, you did.
Before-
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hata
So
nimekuja na award, by the way.
Oh, you did?
yes, it should
I
be
have
here
to.
somewhere.
Tuiweke.
Iko kwa bag tu.
What-
Fungua tu
Oh
taiona.
wow, she's so extra. She's like, everybody must see.
No, let's place it here.
Everyone must kwanza hapa.
This is vindication.
Yes.
They're on the right path. They're the right
So,
path.
so
Fungua tu.
before winning the Sondeka Awards, we had looked at film from a different perspective, which is something that I had already started doing with A Better Life on now streaming on Showmax, which
Yeah.
is oh
Yes.
gosh, Martin, you're so
Hey.
extra.
Ta-da.
What's your problem?
Well done. Well done. No, we are super proud of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Hoping many more are coming, Aki.
This
Yeah.
for the shot.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we
Wacha
won.
tusome.
We've
Sondeka
won.
Awards.
Yes.
Judges Award.
Yeah.
2023.
We got the Judges Award.
Yeah.
That's it.
The judges were telling us it was a unanimous vote. They were fighting over every other entry. And you know,
Yeah.
Sondeka Awards has so many different entries.
It does.
And they
Hadi
chose...
podcast, by the
Yeah,
way.
Hadi podcast.
Oh, they do?
Yes.
So
Yes.
next year. Keep going.
Yes. So and they chose Kanairo as the judges award. So we did need to be voted in and stuff like that. Which sasa sisi tulikuwa tumekaa chini tunapiga story mimi na Clemo. Unajua tunyamazangi akiwa live tunyamazangi.
We are
We always chatting. Alafu.
alafu.
And then tunasikia tu Kanairo.
3 times.
Kanairo.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
why are they calling Kanairo? You know, now you're not even
Mnangojewa.
sure. Hey. And it was the first award. We were waiting for best short film, maybe, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But we got the judges award, and it's an honor because it meant that all of them saw the product and the quality and the story, the quality of the story that we had in the film was good enough. You know, and because all of them were voting unanimously that this is actually one that should receive the judges
Yeah.
award amongst all the entries, and there were many.
Additional to that,
Yeah.
it's the only thing they
That's
all
screened.
agreed. And then it's the only film that's screened. Like, that's a big deal for us.
Yeah, it's screened.
amazing.
It was the only piece of art that was showcased with in the Sondeka Awards.
Yeah.
So while we were winning, we said, you know, guys, by the way, Aki, you know this short film. Now we are making a feature. Now we don't even have money. Now, guy, now see you support. And then we get out of that, and so many other people are coming to say, oh my God, I love that, because you know the feature was streamed. I love the story. How can I support? And we're like, oh.
Say
I
less.
can't give you my phone number. I can't give you Nini. So I can say, let's set up a meeting. You become an investor. Because I don't know how much you have. Unaweza kuwa na 50 bob. Unaweza kuwa na so
Punch.
10,000, 20,000, whatever. But Ceci, I cannot confine you and say because you have 20,000 shillings, I'll give you a percentage stake on the film, which is what we had done with our investors. So we were like, okay, sir, next time let's set up a crowdfunding link so that anybody who would like to support and help us get to the next level of the feature can do so by sending in their cash. And because I was asking for services in kind and I was asking for cash as well, they can send in their cash within the same link. There's an Mchanga link on our social media pages, which is at Real Strike Studios. I think every single
How
post
do you spell
has
real strike?
real.
Reality.
Si
Yes.
tunajua, but for the audience, you could do r e.
You can spell it Abukudu.
Abukud.
So spelled
It's
real.
REALSTRIKE Studios, STUDIOS @gmail.
Gmail.
Yeah. Oh, not a Gmail.
Hata mimi nimerudia niko.
That's the Gmail.
But they could.
That's the Gmail is
Yeah,
there.
that's the
They could
Gmail.
as well.
And then social media also IG
same
and,
name.
and Facebook the same.
name.
Real strike. What about your personal handles?
Yeah. So mine is at Ceci Maya, CECIMIAH on Facebook and Instagram. And Twitter is at C_Ceci Maya. So C_CECIMIAH.
And this
Same
is,
names everywhere.
This is for both suitors and unajua supporters of film
Investors.
and investors.
Should we talk about
Assuming there's a
suitors?
difference.
Should we talk about
There
suitors?
could be, you know.
Wow, Kamande, just wow.
Twende Clemo. Watu wasienda kusupport Clemo wa Caliph.
No, support him. We're also
No,
collaborating.
yako kwa
we
gava.
are.
Oh, is that nice?
Yeah.
He's actually he's part of
He's in
the
the
Nairobi
government.
County government.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
yes,
also
that
enjoy
is true.
collaborating.
Yeah.
That's how.
That's what's how do you get to you?
So my IG is Clemo_Kabu, Clemo CLEMO _ ako kadashka kwa hapo chini alafu Kabu KABU. That's IG. Facebook najita Tina Hadija.
Clementina yule mzi.
Tina Hadija on Facebook.
By the way, watu wajuangi my full name. Hiyo ni ID
Clemo
peke
yule
yake.
yule bad girl.
Okay.
For
Anyway,
you, bad girl.
so the Mchanga. Tell us a bit more about the Mchanga.
The Mchanga, okay, it came about from what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because, hey, people are approaching and then Nico like,
Yeah, Clemo alisumbuliwa that event.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, sisi wapea mtakuwa mtasema naenda kukula chipo na pesa yenyu. So, wacha tu ni chill. So now that is when I went home, Nico like, hey, Ceci, this will never happen again.
Yeah, we had that meeting that this is not going to happen again. And I was like, create that Mchanga right now. Tutupe kitu. Okay, so everything is set up. Okay, so release.
Good.
But, you know, like,
Good.
it was Sondeka events was on Friday. On Saturday, Mchanga was up.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same
Yes.
Friday, I think. Oh, no. Yeah, because we went home in the morning.
Yeah.
On Saturday, yes.
Yes, and then now I had to do some research and then I went to sleep and then I woke up, I'm like,
Yeah, but that's what
let
we
me-
do. We move very fast.
I've interacted with you guys.
Yeah,
No.
the last time we were
1
talking
minute. So,
about the
so script. Wait, what? No, I like chill. Let's talk about it. And I love it because that's the only way you create and keep going. Mchanga.
Yes.
Ina reverse to my M-Pesa ama ni mimi nasukuma tu nikienda hapo ni fit in the
Okay,
details.
kuna wacha kwanza nikusomee.
Please do.
Unaweza ingia kwa kuna the link.
There is
the
a link?
itself.
Yeah.
Actually, let me
in
just
the pay bill.
Yes, because nilikuwa nimea.
Oh, there's a pay bill as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
if the link, because I don't know, for some reason, hata mimi, the link doesn't work on my phone.
By the hiyo link haikupendi.
Yeah, it
At
doesn't love me
all.
at all.
Yeah.
So the pay bill would be pay bill number 891300.
891300.
Yes, and then the account number is 72951.
72951.
No worries, we link it everywhere on our show notes as well as on YouTube.
Yes.
What time frame are you looking at for the feature?
We want to start. Our tentative dates is we ingia on set on the 18th of September.
18th of September.
Yes.
Okay.
So sababu pia
2023. Because
yes,
someone could be listening to
18th
this in
September
2050.
2023. And then there's also, because there's this thing you call pre-production. Pre-production is preparing yourself for production. That is when you have the auditions, you have the workshops, you have the recce. Okay, recce is location
Squad.
scouting.
Yes.
Recce is good.
Oh my days.
Wow.
They might as well be.
What's the longer word for reke? Inakuanga?
Reconnaissance.
But,
There you go.
but
Yes. So it's just looking for locations,
Yes.
deciding.
I remember it.
Scouting,
You
location
guys remember
scouting.
reconnaissance in geography?
Yeah, we do.
Wow, geography says how old he is.
social studies.
Does it?
Yes, it
You
does.
guys are guys for social studies?
No.
Okay.
Oh, good. So, so clearly,
should have
if
not
you're
talked
targeting September 18th,
Yeah.
then the sooner people come through for you, the
better, because our pre-production starts on the 23rd of August 2023.
Yeah.
Like literally a month from now.
Yes.
Okay.
So the more money we're able to raise, or the more kind of services we get to amass within this time, the better for us, because we wanted to take about 3 to 4 months in production of Kanairo, the complete production of Kanairo, because we wanted it to be out this year.
Whoa.
Yes.
You don't play.
Why?
Yo, that's what's up. We're here for it. Yo, we are here for it. Hey, Kanairo, by the way.
Yeah.
Eh,
All the
plus,
best.
All the
yeah,
best with that, yeah.
Thank you.
Considering all the mental health that's happening right now,
Yeah.
it's the best time for us to tell the story.
Yeah, plus it's also an emergency.
Eh,
This is an
very.
emergency.
It
Yes.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine we're having a meeting at the Nairobi County, and we're like, our film is about mental health. That's what we wanted to do. We've been thinking about this for a whole year, and we're like, it's even affecting our
own
offices,
people, yeah.
our own people, and we're like, you see,
It is an
Yeah.
emergency.
Yeah.
It is an imagine. No, I agree. Fully. My only, not question. I think one, all of us are walking around with our own suffering
True.
in our heads, right? It's just about the magnitude. But then I feel like we've not yet cracked this whole thing. And so one of the things that Kanairo is doing is hopefully bringing this conversation to the fore and showing different dimensions of this whole sickness, disease, whatever
yes,
it is.
yes, like
Which is, I think, very, very important.
yeah,
But I wanted to go back to where we started and ask this question. There could be, like, if we lay it out, there is a plethora of factors that underpin mental health issues, because this is, at the end of the day, this is what appears at the surface, right? Tunapata na mtu ako na depressive episodes, suicidal ideation, etc., assuming that it's not genetic, right?
Yeah.
Out of all these underpinning causes, which one do you think we can quickly address?
I like that.
And I know that's a difficult question, to
It
be
is,
honest, because if we had those answers,
we could have addressed
we'd
already.
have addressed them.
Tambo,
Sindio?
yeah.
But I feel like across the world, in US, for instance, I don't know the stats, and sorry for riffing, I tend to do this. In the US, where they produce these stats, they've been able to do away or reduce the mortality from other diseases, and now all of a sudden, what you call deaths of despair are on the rise, right? And they just don't show themselves. They don't just manifest in the form of suicide.
Yeah.
It's drug abuse, it's drinking, it's alcoholism. and then,
Overindulgence in something.
alafu unapata mtu amepata tuseme liver cirrhosis, unadhani mse amemadwa na pombe,
disease.
sindio? But at the core of it, si pombe limada.
That's true.
It started somewhere, sindio? Alcoholism. I don't know where the stats are in Kenya. I think the last time I think they produced them was like in the recent economic service, you come at all. But even in Kenya, and speaking to your point, the asymmetry is like
huge.
it's huge, like 1 to 5 women versus men, right?
No, it's literally 1 to 8.
1 to 8.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Imagine. That was great. Like, to me, that was mind-blowing. Which
Crazy.
means amongst the 3 men over here, 2 of them,
Might commit suicide.
out of the 3 men and 1 lady.
Actually,
Yeah.
all of them.
All of them.
All of
Yeah,
them.
so
It's
going back to
crazy.
the question, like,
Yeah.
what do you think is maybe the lowest hanging fruit, for lack of a better word, in terms of the causes? Because I'm sure you've learned a lot through this whole journey.
Yeah. I think, it's always, mental health is such a personal disease
Yeah.
that you can't really put it in a box and say those people who have diabetes stand. Those people who have homa,
Mama
cough over
eyesight.
there, take your mask. Those people, it's very personal. Also, it exhibits itself in very different ways. So most of us here in Africa are suffering, and yet we don't even know.
it. Yeah.
So Mimi, how I was looking at it is, when you're meeting somebody, you just approach them with kindness and understanding, because haujui huyu mtu anapitia nini. By the time amefika, say for example Clemo na Uber driver.
Wow.
No.
Yani nimepeana story ndio ni kwa example. Now let me put in my reminder, Clemo, remember to
Don't
tell
say sorry.
Ceci only things you don't want them to be known.
See, in cases of this one, somebody who probably was male wouldn't have felt the need to actually echo that this person was putting my life at risk. And yet atenda kai, and then a second day something like that happens, and the third day something like that happens, and he convinces himself that maybe
That's okay.
I'm not supposed to be alive because all of these people have been trying to take my life. Me, I'm the one who's just struggling. So I wouldn't say there's a one solution to all the problems, but I would say as a society it's easier for us to combat mental health when we're approaching things from an understanding point of view and kindness and love. Yeah, you don't have to be judgmental. Ati guy unajua tulimaliza naye shule na bado hatajanunua gari.
Imagine.
How is that your problem?
Ati mimi nataka niolewe na kijana mwenye yuko 25 na kona gari.
Wewe na shamba
25 na hauna.
No, uko 25
na hauna.
Hauna hiyo gari, hauna hiyo shamba, hauna kazi,
Unaishi kwa
hauna
wazazi.
Ama on the flip side, we thought you started by saying, mimi nataka dem sijui anakaaje, alafu
yeah.
nimweke home, alafu
Eh.
alafu hakuna hata.
So how do you navigate that? But also I implore people to talk about their issues. It goes a long way to just have somebody listen. And not inaweza kuwa hata si watu wa familia. Inaweza kuwa hata maybe have you ever been in a M3 and then the passenger next seat anaanza kuambia hey wacha nikwambie ile mvua ya jana wacha tu, and then you start having a conversation from nothingness. Na siku hizi nimeona guy unajua hata siku hizi huwezi nunua unga na 50 bob. And that conversation goes and goes and goes. And that conversation starts healing you pole pole. This person, you didn't know them. They don't have any business telling your story because they don't know you.
Yeah.
But the more you talk about it, the more you're healing yourself, right?
You think they don't know you, but we all know each other. You know,
I mean, our energies are connected for sure,
100%.
but they wouldn't say, you know, Kamande said, hey, wacha nikwambie, you know? Ile ku instigate storo. Nah. And also, they should not shy away from seeking professional help.
Yeah.
It is available and it's also free. Every single thing that has a will has a way. Yeah. If you truly want to be helped, lazima utoke huko nje useme, nina shida. That's the first thing.
I have a question.
Acknowledging.
And we could open like a can, a box. That willingness to come out and say, I have a problem. Right?
That's the problem.
How do we help people do that? Because here we say that the capacity to even have to build up the effort and the will to come out and say, I'm struggling, let alone identify it in the first place. Not all of us have that. And you can't attribute your own effort. So sasa wewe pengine sisi based on who you are ama Clemo, ndio, if you notice that you have a problem, maybe the way you're set up by so many so much conditioning that has happened across your life, you notice you have a problem, ni easy for you to come out to say, let me get some help, right? But not everyone has that capability. So how do you even start that conversation? Because people are suffering out there, but they don't even either recognize that they are, and even if they do, they don't have the capacity. I like to call it capacity for effort and capacity for willingness. And then sisi wote tuko hapa nje tunasema umsesi ajiinue. You can't lift yourself up by your own bootstraps. That's hard.
It's true.
Yeah. So again, I'm not saying this because we have the answers. These are questions that I ponder about every single day because I see it across close friends, etc. Na mimi nasema mimi ningekuwa situation, mimi ningejiinua.
It's very easy to point a finger
when you're not on someone else's
shoe. Ushaona like msi anataka kufanya kitu, but at the end of the day we know that all of us want one thing. We want to be happy.
Yes.
Ndio?
Yeah.
So kama msi anaweza jisaidia, mbona asijisaidie? But you realize they don't have the capacity to even try and lift themselves up.
Or even know that they
Jonte anashindwa kujiinua kabisa.
Mazee. Kwanza kwa feature.
Mazee.
go in.
Na si ati ataki.
Mazee huyo actually ninamhurumia kwa feature.
Anataka.
I agree. I see your point. And that's why unaona sasa kwangu mimi I go back to how I was raised. That's why it's easy for me. It's so easy. I can even tell her I'm not okay. I am going through something. This script is killing me, or I will tell her very openly. I'll be like, this week is very, very hard. But I also understand somebody who would not be easy to express. However, they might not be easy to express verbally, but mannerism they are expressing.
Yeah.
So ni ile yenye in our society we're very individualistic, right? So mimi unless niambie Clemo telling me the accident almost happened, it's her trying to share that she's having trauma. Otherwise she wouldn't have felt the need to tell me, but there is something that almost took my life just as I was coming here. She wouldn't have felt the need, because that's a need to tell, sindio? But there's somebody mwenye angekuja, for example, Clemo angekuja na anyamaze, right? She wouldn't have been open. She wouldn't want to share. Na kuja aseme, akae chini, she's supposed to do the podcast, and Martin is asking a question, and she's doing one-liners. Yes, Kanairo is just a short film. And me, I'm like, But this is not who Clemo is. Because me and her can talk for 5-8 hours, a whole night.
mafanyangi nilale.
That's true. We don't sleep. We talk all night. It's like we're in a relationship, which is where we're in a relationship. But yeah, so that for me would be an indication that something is not right. I have two ways to approach. I can either ask immediately and directly, or I can sit back and observe and see what is the cause. Yes. So if we set aside our individualistic way of living in the society, it would be easy for you to actually point out, this is the point where Martin stopped and changed and started doing life like this. Because we're not born with these conditions. We're not born with them. They exhibit themselves as we are going and how we are handling life. Right?
That is very true.
That's a muscle you're building up as you're going. Okay, najiambia Ceci, you have to wake up, enda shower, mbio alafu utoke. Ceci, acha tu nilale leo. It's how you're building the muscle, right? Because every single person anapitia a certain so ni venye unajiambia, but sasa mtu mwingine anaweza kuambia Sisi ukwangi hivyo, Abu ukwangi hivyo, Mato ukwangi hivyo, Kamande ukwangi, what's going on? So two ways, niweza nikikuja hivyo straight, unaweza niambia, unaweza kuwa open depending on our relationship, or I can use subtle ways to get you the help that you need.
That is true. But I think at the core of it's just paying attention to each other and loving each other and kind of going back to the rule of the world. Which it's, that's
and like I think ni kama venye kitambo ilikuwa. In Africa kulikuwa na less depression because we were living as a community.
We cared about each other.
Yes. Right now ni every man for himself and God for us all.
Na ugali yake.
Tukirudi tu hivyo, si lazima turudi like enzi, but we just care about our neighbors. You notice, like I do, kuna time unaweza pata maybe beshte yako hayuko fiti in terms of maybe ana food, ana do, ana nini. Usianza kujudge uko like, aish, so ndio pesa unakosa. Ukiona kwanza kama mtu haizi aongeange and then imefika situation hadi anakushow. Like msaidie and then uliza maswali baadaye. If you can't, maybe you don't have that thing that you need to help, like find a way, maybe you can refer them to someone mwenye hateza kuwasaidia. Just find a way on how you can help guys.
If we were to use Jonte as an example, whatever she just said, there are guys who don't even need your help. They just need to talk it out. They'll find the solution within whatever problem that they had. Huyo ni Klimo. We'll talk for 78 hours and then in the middle of no. Ngoja. She gets her solution and that's it. All I have to do is like, okay, because she's ranting the whole time, right? All you have to do is offer yourself as an audience. Sometimes there are people who don't really need you to give them attention.
True.
Or sijui money or sijui, because they have the solutions within themselves. But different people have different ways of solving issues.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just like every human, maze. Hey, maze, that was this back and forth, maze, imenfurahisha hadi niko maze, simtupe tu link ya movie mzima. Just shoot it already.
Link.
Like shoot it already.
Tumieni pesa muone hata tutashoot hata kesho.
Pay bill till number tumeweka hapo maze.
Yes.
Throw something in there. Mimi mwenyewe nimejicommit, nitatuma kakiru. Msiangalie ni ngapi, tunasema msijaji watu, msikue huyu kwani na hizi ni pesa gani maze.
By the way unajua hadiso itasaidia kitu.
Say less.
Tuma kio buda.
But anyway, of course tuta strive to do more maze. So guys, go out there, support. Tumeongea juu ya the serious side, tumeongea juu ya Nairobi and Nairobi being a character.
Kanairo.
Pia kuna vitu mzuri sana juu ya hii filamu. Kuna vitu maridadi, like from the shots to the music, yani to the whole Nairobi experience. I really liked it, and I think I told you that as soon as I watched it, nilikuwa oh man, this thing is freaking beautiful.
Thank you.
So yes, go
Thanks
watch
to
it.
the crew and the cast.
Yes, they did a really good job.
That was Jackson.
Yeah,
even for
Jackson.
the shots.
Did the DOP.
We shot with Jackman. As for the actors and how the simulation of everything became so easy, it was because we had done the rehearsals with the crew and the cast in all the different locations we were going to go through. So it's not like they needed
foreign to them.
It wasn't foreign at all. And for me it's very important for us to do that, because under normal circumstances an actor will just be placed into a set. A set is a very foreign location for them. They're supposed to embody somebody else's character.
Yes.
And they're supposed to perform. Those are three things that are new to this one person. If you're talking about Jonte and his 3 things, he already wants to commit suicide. Now this actor. So it was very important for Jonte to go through across town, into a matatu, into Umoja 3, walk across Umoja 3, see how Umoja 3 is before we even went and shot. So by the time tulikuwa tunaenda kushoot, he didn't have to shtuka. Na mimi nakuanga na hiyo anxiety ya new locations. He didn't have to shtuka. He just needed to be in his elements. Yes. So his performance ended up being very stellar.
And then the fact that he was the only person. You know, sometimes when you say the actor, he'll say a word, and then the other character says something, and then he reacts.
It's a give and take.
He ni Jonte.
For the short.
Yes. If he could not have gone through that process, I think he could have struggled.
And amechapa kazi. He's a dope actor. This was actually my understudy for a play I did earlier in the year.
Wow.
Thank you. Boss lanes. But this was actually an understudy for a play
all
I
I'm
did
saying
last year.
So I should do more
he's
of this.
gifted enough. I'm saying he's gifted enough to take up a leading role and go for it. I watched him in something else.
Yes.
This guy, one to watch out for. So ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
go out there, listen to every plug wataeka, mtawaona. Tumeona mmekuwa on the media tu noma sana. Listen to them, tell your friends about it. If you're listening to this a few years later, look for the links. Zitakuwa in really good places.
On all our show notes,
Yes. And
I have to shout out the actor. He's called Jeff Omondi. But now he's just, Finsky. But now amechukua Jonte as his name because Jonte is truly who he is. But he's a very good actor and he's malleable. And there's nothing as good for a director to work with a malleable actor. Because then once umesha muonyesha ni location, once umesha muonyesha ni his scene, once umesha mguide, then he picks it up and then he gives it a different life and you're like, he surprises you. He's very, very good. I wanted to do that before you close that.
And then kwa Sondeka, there was someone who was watching, and then because of how he played the character, mtu ange differentiate between Jeff and Jonte. And then alikuwa naambiwa yuko like huyo ni Jonte, ndio mimi ni Jeff, mimi niko hapa, huyo yuko pale.
So please don't kill yourself. Imagine there's so much you can live for. And Jonte is like, kill yourself. Like now No, that's
Jonte.
I'm Jeff. When is Jonte? Like, tell the difference.
So shout out Jeff.
Shout out.
And also the crew members.
And all the crew.
They did a very good job.
This is what we'll do. Nijua hata unajua tulikuwa tumechocha vile tutasoma maresume. Tutaeka everything on the show links. Go check the crew, check out the cast, and support in all different ways.
Right.
Thank
you so much, Ceci.
Thank you for having us.
It's been a joy chatting with you two. We're definitely going to make time because you guys have stories for days. And explore a few threads here and there. Hopefully not too deep in. We have that tendency a bit. But still spend maybe 2 hours or so, maybe individually even, because I think
each of them
conversations. All of you go through the whole story to how
you got here.
How you got here. But in the meantime, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wish you lots of peace and lots of fulfillment in the process of doing this, and we'll be here supporting you every step of the way.
Arigato. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. We can't wait for your Oscar speeches.
Mimi by the way nishatengeneza na iko in Sheng, so mtu atafute translator.
Woza.
Let's make it possible. Let's make it possible to you who's listening, to you who's watching. Asanteni sana. Busy being born, from the arts to tech to sports to everything. And this is no different. We have had 2 phenomenal queens who we acknowledge and salute and wish well.
Thank you so much.
Support.
Absolutely. You can find us everywhere on social media at busybeingborn_ on our website at busybeingborn.africa. And we'll put all the links and show notes to Kanairo and everything else in there.
Tuko YouTube pia maze. Na maze sasa juu ya hii itabidi to put everything out there. We've been doing snippets. Tuko but sasa tutaachilia yote. So guys, go support. You know who we are and you know what we always say.
If you're not busy being born,
then you're probably busy not living.
Kamande.
Okay, God do.
Peace.
Wow. Is that the thing? If you're not busy being born,
then
you're actively dying.
But that's a nice
That's really so. You have to be busy being born. You have to work hard to actually be born.
every single day.
Yeah.
Exactly, every single day.
Yeah.
Kwanza hiyo imeni-
That's nice.
To it, because on one hand, that's the things that we have control over on this level.
Oh, what?
Maze umemshow saa atakuwa nini? Mimi nimeshikilia hadi nimetoa headphones ndio asishikanishe. Sawa.
Nini inaweza kusa make sense, but that's at the absolute levels, ndio. Like you have to work hard every day, but also the fact is the end of birth is
Death.
absolutely. So we're in the process of dying as well, whether you like it or not.
Imagine actively. every
Like
single
imagine
day.
kila siku unakaribia kifo yako.
Alafu, it's funny
That's
how
so
you
sad.
play around with your life,
Is it
assuming
so?
you're going to be there tomorrow.
Is it
Not
sad?
sad.
I think it
is it sad?
is.
It is what it
Because
is.
you know, you like the more you're living, the closer your time to die comes.
Which is why you
But
should
that is
take
okay.
advantage
exactly,
of the life
Because
you
death
have
is
right
part
now.
of life. Like,
Is it
have you ever
not
seen anything that
perspective?
lasts forever?
Wow.
Everything
Yes,
is changing.
the galaxy.
Forever expanding.
Yes.
Changing. It's
Yeah.
changing every
Single
nanosecond.
Yeah,
Like
that's
even
true.
deeper than that. Like everything is changing. So why would we do
Yeah,
anything?
and probably if you knew we lived forever,
Yeah,
You
we
know?
will-
The things we do.
Waze.
pia tungekuwa
10
tumejaa. Tungekuwa tumejaa hii dunia bana.
Alafu ulale for
Ulale
10
10 years,
years,
unajua,
alafu amke uishi 10 more years.
Then rudi ulale tena. Cover
Eh,
prayers.
and then
How
uende
ridiculous.
waste yako for 10 years.
Man,
And
that's
this is
crazy.
just living knowing any day.
So why was the
Sigh,
name
sigh.
Busy Being Born? How did you coin that name?
So it is originally a quote
By Bob Dylan.
by Bob Dylan. Yeah. So unajua Bob Dylan 60s and 70s mangoi tu. Yeah, but he said if you're not busy being born, then you're busy dying.
That's true.
Yeah, but
So
that's true.
tulikuwa it's too morbid, it's too on the face. So tukai rephrase to if you're not busy being born, then you're probably busy not living.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
so
know, there's a
that's how we
difference
ended up
between
there.
living and just living and being alive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, taking
So
advantage of the moment and
If
just
you're alive,
existing.
you're blinking. If you're not living, you're not doing anything.
Guys,
So
Damn, were we boring?
Asanteni sana.
No,
that was
no,
dope.
you've been fun. You've been absolutely
That was
fun.
dope.
Thank
That was dope.
Songa.
Good energy, maze. Asanteni. Let's take a few photos.
Yes.
Alafu.
Yes.
Alafu.
Yes.
Alafu.
Yes.
Alafu.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Do look out for more from us. For now, kwaheri.